What is going on, guys? We are talking Mayans MC. Season 5, episode 1, not episode 2. We're doing episode 1 right now because I only watched the first episode and I will be watching the second later on after this recording. So I wanted to get my thoughts out though on episode 1 and then this is going to be a non-spoiler. The spoilers will come out tomorrow once I get episode 2 out of the way. But for now, I want to just, kind of give you my thoughts on what I thought so far on the season premiere of the last season of the series, like kind of final season coming into this. So I didn't have a problem with the episode, honestly. I'll get right back into the to it. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it kind of just reintroduces a lot of the plot lines that were left hanging from the last season and kind of moves forward of what's going on. Like kind of gets you caught up with a lot of things and what they're doing now, especially with Easy and the crew and where everybody is kind of at. And it was a slow. It's kind of funny. There was action in this episode, but it was kind of a slower paced as well. So I didn't honestly. I didn't think the pacing was all too bad. It's just once again, the problems I have is the dialogue and just the interest. And I've lost a lot of interest from the show just because of the previous seasons and how it bites me in the ass. And I feel like even the previous seasons has better kind of season openings, but this wasn't a bad opening to start the series at all. And we're going to see what season or episode 2, once I watch it, if it kind of carries the momentum. Let's see. If we jump around, I mean, Easy, it's his birthday. Oh, it's my birthday. And it seems like he likes to play with the cat, so to speak. Play with the cat. Take it where you will. I thought he was going to kiss Sophia right on the lips right after he received his gift, but he did not. That shit would have been crazy and funny. Easy's, man, if you would have told me that Angel would probably survive at the end of the series, I would have told you no, especially in the beginning. Angel's going to go. But now I'm starting to lean that Angel's actually going to be fine at the end of the season, especially with his baby Maverick and with Adelita. Well, I don't know about Adelita. She's keeping secrets from him. But Easy, man, I think the main guy who might go down, if anybody's going to die at the end of the series, I think Easy is. I mean, he is losing already control, which is insane because at the end of last season, he just gained control. So after the heroin gets all burned down, the relations with the Paquero, the cartel, and Santo Padre is no more. I mean that, and then that's their pipeline. That was their pipeline, and that is what they needed to survive. You have a lot of their crews that are in jail, just like Creeper, who are not protected because his pipeline is gone. They don't have the funds. They don't have the power. Everything has went to shit ever since that happened. And then the question is, who burned down all of those drugs? And that is an interesting one. It's more of now it's kind of like getting it starts becoming an investigation kind of episode where Easy wants to know what's going on, who's in charge of now, running the drugs, or who burned down the warehouse, trying to make amends with the relationship with El Pacaro's sister and Galindo, basically. Galindo, it's kind of interesting now that I think if I believe he knows now that they're brothers or whatever, but it's interesting. It's an interesting kind of dynamic on that part. Easy's just losing it. He's absolutely losing it. And I kind of want to see his downfall. I want to see this guy. This guy was arrogant. He was smug. And then you did my boy Alvarez so dirty that he deserves what's the reckoning that's coming. And that's what's going to happen. The problem is, and everybody has been stating this in the episode, is that when it happens, it's not only the Easy that's going to go down, it's the crew, man. Everybody is following him to basically hell. Bishop, Gilly, like Angel, in fact. Angel is starting to look at his future, which probably has happened for the first time, especially when we see scenes with him and Maverick. And I thought that was really heartwarming. I think Angel really, really is a dirtbag, especially these last couple seasons, especially last season. But now it's good to establish that he is definitely doing his fatherly duties, and as a father, I kind of could connect to that and could connect to him wanting to kind of like be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more safer. He has something to protect. He has something that he wants to live for now, and he's just not kind of like dust in the wind. He's not bouncing from girl to girl to girl. I mean, he probably still is, but it's more different now, especially now that he has established this relationship with Adelita. Felipe's there, being the grandpa, so it it's probably all going to start crumbling down because this is a dramatic series. Adelita is still working for the sister, keeping it kind of a secret with Angel, which I kind of forgot that he doesn't really know until I was watching this episode. Felipe, knowing that, lies and deception is only going to lead to more heartbreak and destruction, and him giving up basically on Easy. Angel not forgetting Easy's birthday was kind of funny, especially like Happy Wednesday, and then Easy's like, oh, it's Friday, bro. There were some good lines in here. There were some good, genuine lines and funny lines in this episode that I really liked. The Hope and Letty storyline is basically something for them to do. They really feel like... I feel like their storyline should have ended a couple seasons ago or even last season or with Coco, because the crew doesn't even care what's going on with Coco's sister. Like, nobody cares. Not even Gilly, when they meet Hector and they're asking him questions about who's running it now. I thought that was kind of funny, seeing after watching Fast X and now seeing Hector in the episode this time around. Letty and Hope, as much as I really do like their characters, I feel like they're just kind of there, and the storyline with their house and all that stuff, it's not really that interesting compared to the storyline that were with the Mayans and the Suns and the war, and then overall everything else that's happening surrounding them. Speaking of the Suns, Isaac is... I like him as a villain. I think I've said it previously in other seasons. I thought he was kind of a weird, kind of kooky villain. We've had that in the past, especially with El Vaquero or, the cartel leader that was last season, that he just dies. Isaac, I think, is going to get a little bit, definitely a more screen time, and he is the big bad of this series. I think this is what is going to make or break is Isaac himself. I think everything he's done, like in the beginning when he's pissing on one of the Mayans, he beats the shit out of him, and how kind of unhinged he is, I think it is definitely going to make or break the series. However, there was one particular part where he's, when they steal, the Mayans steal a cargo or shipment, basically, and Isaac is kind of on the table and everybody's kind of worried. Everybody's like freaking out, like, dude, they just took all our shit. And Isaac does his one monologue, and this is the problem I have with the series, is the dialogue and the interest of it. This interaction that he's having with his table and what he's speaking and what he's saying is trying to be... the writers are really trying to hammer home, like, this guy's a psychopath, and this is such an interesting dialogue, this is such an interesting scene, but I felt bored. I felt very, very bored on that scene. It did not engage me like other shows tend to do. I mean, the last show that I saw that was just really, really good dialogue, good writing, good character development, and you were actually sitting and observing what the characters were saying, was The Last of Us. Now, with this series, they still stumble when engaging the audience, when it's to kind of have your interest in it. It might just be me. You guys might have been engaged in a lot of the dialogue on that particular scene, but I just don't think it's appealing. I don't think it's like breaking ground here. So, but Isaac is of course, I would like to see the original, Sam Crow. I would like to see something more of a connection with I think I would like to see, the Sam Crow crew, I think charming. It still feels so weird to see not have them involved at all, but you have Isaac here, who just came in last season. I think if you had established a really main son previous season, more previous seasons, not even before the war, if you did it before the war and you kind of knew this character and knew how he was going up the ranks. And then when you start the war, you know that this son is somebody to be feared. And Isaac is somewhat to be feared, but I just still feel like they could have done a better job handling, bringing him in, bringing the storyline in, and having a little bit more of an emotional connection, especially now that Coco's dead. And you don't get that kind of that 1-2 punch. You don't get that hand in hand thing that you normally do with a lot of series. You just don't really. You see that Isaac is just it's going to be Isaac versus Easy, but you already established that it was Isaac versus Coco and last couple seasons ago, but now Coco's not even here, so you don't get that kind of that connection, honestly. So this episode was fine, man. It was okay. Honestly, just kind of thinking back on it, it was me kind of going through the motions. Honestly, but I don't think it was a horrible episode. I think it was a fine episode. I just gotta wait till watching episode 2. I thought the creeper scene was pretty crazy, but I don't know what's gonna happen there. I think when they went to go visit the chick outlaws, or I know I could see a lot of you guys say, no, there's no such thing as like the women heading, having a biker gang and all that stuff. It seemed like they were just kind of like saving people and animals, and they had their like whole little community. They had cuts on. I thought that scene was, I thought that was interesting, somewhat. Easy having to go in there, Easy getting ambushed. Like, this is why I think Easy's like kind of a dumbass. Like, he used to be so smart, and I thought he would become such a great protagonist. But honestly, he's kind of an idiot. He's kind of like the Mandalorian. Honestly, he gets ambushed. They could have been taken out just like that. It was an okay scene, I guess. That one kind of felt like it kind of stopped a little bit. The episode, that's where the pacing kind of like drifted off a little bit. It's what was it? This episode was like an hour long, and it did feel like an hour. But I mean, some moments though were pretty good, especially with the action sequences and stuff. A lot of the the action. That's about it, man. That's all I had to really kind of say. I think I'll say more with the spoilers, and then also on our podcast, we're going to do a podcast on Tuesday, so look out for that. But for the first episode, I wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the first episode, and I will be watching the second episode tonight. Scheduling wise, I'm more busier this year. Life hits you, so you're not going to get these videos right away. There's just things that I have a busy schedule, but I will be getting these videos out before the next episode. I'll be doing non-spoilers, and then also spoilers, and then also our podcast every week. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button, like the video, and comment below until we talk more Mayans MC. Bye, guys.